Happy New Year! Happy New Year! 2017 is going to be an awesome year this year for you and for myself and for everyone. Welcome, and for those of you who are watching, today we're going to be talking about New Year's resolution, why it doesn't work, why you've not achieved them, and also we're going to be touching upon goal setting. So if you are an audience, if you're a live audience, please comment below or give me a like and let me know that you are here watching. And of course, this is not just me giving you content. It's not just me talking about my philosophy or opinion in this world. It's also a chance for you guys to also give me some feedback, and it's, create a discussion out of this group, because what this video is really intended to do is to really serve those of you who are not sure of what you want to do in life, or you might have goals and you may not know why you're not achieving them. Hey Jack, hey Priscilla, hey Alan, hey Angela. It's an honor to have you guys here. Thank you for watching, and do comment below and do give me some feedback. I love to have this discussion. But really, again, for those of you who are joining just now, this video I would love to talk about goal setting and setting New Year's resolution, why they don't work. Hi Lady Berlin, hi Jojo babe, nice to see you. So guys, let me ask you a question. What's your New Year's resolution? For those of you who don't play that game, for those of you who don't believe in New Year's resolution like myself, what are your goals for this year? What do you hope to achieve? I like to get some feedback from one of you. I like to know what you guys are hoping to set out to achieve this year. Hey Priscilla, long time. How's it going? Are you still in Ghana? So yeah, do give me some feedback. What kind of New Year resolution are you setting up? What kind of goals are you setting this year to achieve? And do let me know. I love to see what other people are setting their goals at. And then as we discuss about this, I want to then tell you why goal setting doesn't work for most people. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying why it doesn't work for most people. And there is something that people are not doing properly. There's something missing. Anna, hiya, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Do give me some feedback. And if my connection is a little bit weak, just be patient. I know sometimes the Wi-Fi just goes on and off here and there. But hopefully the connection is strong enough. Anna, I want money. Okay, good. Anna, so is your New Year resolution or your goal is to want more money? Is that what it is? Because if that's your goal, if that's your New Year resolution, I can tell you now, either one of the two things is going to be a given, all right? Either one, you're not going to achieve it, or two, you've already achieved it. You already got it. And I'm going to tackle that by asking you a question, Anna. You say you want more money. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you £1, or whichever country you're in, I'm going to give you an additional $1, one more pound. Then I've just fulfilled your wish. I've just given you more money. You're not specific enough. One of the reasons why people are not achieving their resolution or their goals is because they're not specific. They say they want more money. They say, oh, I want more money. Okay, here's £1. Now bugger off. You see, the universe always gives you exactly, specifically what you ask for. And again, you say you want a car. I'm going to give you a toy car. Is that good enough for you? Right? I'm going to the toy shop and I'm going to buy you a toy car. And then the universe is going to say, there you go. I've just given you a car. Now shut up. You see, here's the thing about life. Life always gives you what you ask. But if you are not specific enough in knowing exactly what it is to the finest detail of what you want, you are either going to not achieve it or you will achieve it, but it's not just what you exactly want. You're saying, I just want this, but it's not, right? So that's the thing. You have to be specific. And so is there anyone else who has a resolution or a goal that wants to share with us? So maybe something that's more meaningful and more impactful for you. And I can tell you now, a car, if you want more car and if you want more money, or if you want a house or whatever it is that you want, and something that's materialistic and it's just something you've wanted for a long time. I'm just going to ask you this question. Is it what you really want? Is it what you really want? Or is it what you think you want? Or is it you want it because it will give you something else? A lot of people say they want a house, they want a car, or they want this, they want that. And then when I ask them, for my clients, that is, when I do my clarity session with them, I ask them, what do you really want? What would that thing give you? If you had that right now, what would that give you? And usually, I can tell you, majority of the time, it's not the thing that they want, it's what that thing will give them. So Anna, you say you dream of it, you crave of it. What are you craving of? What are you dreaming of? Are you dreaming of the car? Are you craving of the car? Like I said, you just said a car. I'll give you a toy car. Is that enough? Will that fulfill your dream? If I gave you a toy car, would that fulfill your dream? You need to be specific. You need to tell me exactly. Well, you need to tell the universe or God or whatever it is you believe in. You need to tell it. You need to pull it out there and tell people what is it you exactly want to, as clear as possible. If I give you a toy car, that's not going to be your dream, is it? I'm sure you don't dream about possessing a toy car or a little remote control car, and that's the thing, guys. We have to be specific in knowing what it is we want. And here's the thing. Here's why goal setting doesn't work for most people. It's because they're setting the wrong goals in life. That's it. Period. Honestly, I have been learning and it gets me to places. I will go get it. Excellent. Go get it. But I'm talking about have you got any real goals in life? Not just a materialistic goal, something that money can buy, but what kind of goals do you have in that will help you in the long term, or maybe a habit, or even, I don't know, anything that will bring happiness to you, I guess. Because ultimately, I believe everyone here in this world is aiming to be happy, right? So, if I'm going to ask, and I'm just going to go back before I divert. It's like the reason why most people are not achieving what they set out to achieve in their New Year's resolution or in their goal setting is because they're setting the wrong goals in life. When you set a goal, you're setting a goal based on what you know, based on your past experience and knowledge, based on what you think you want. Majority of the time, people are not setting the goals that deep down, truly deep down in the heart is what really makes them happy or what they really want to create in this world. Because here's the difference between a goal that is not true to you and a goal that is true. One is what we call a negative vision. A negative vision is a vision, is a goal. It's still a goal, right? Is a goal, is a vision created by the perception, created from the perception of our ego, from our ego. And that is, and our ego has its own agenda. Our ego has its own agenda, and that is to heal our wound from our childhood, right? Whereas the true visions, our true vision, what our heart really wants is a creation. What our heart really wants in this world is to express itself, and it's to express itself and manifest itself in a form of a creation. And here's why I always go back to the same example of why most people, look, if you really do what you love in life, you don't need a why. A lot of people talk about having a big why in this, in the personal development world, in the self-help industry, right? People talk about having a big enough why so that it drives you emotionally to achieve it, to take action. Let me say this. If you go out and ask any artist or any musician who's passionate about what they're doing, and if you go and ask them, why do you paint? Or why do you write music? I can guarantee you, if they're real musicians, if they're real artists, I can guarantee you, if they really love what they do, they will either answer you they will either say, why not? Or they will say, it is who I am. Or they will say, it's because what I love doing. There is no why. And here's the thing, that's the thing, guys. There is no why. There is no why to why our heart wants to do what it wants to do, why our heart wants to create what it wants to create. Your true vision, your true goals in life that you should be setting are the ones that aligns with your heart, and it is always in the form of a creation. So let me ask you a new question. What would you love to create this year? Because that, you see, is how you will create what you want to really create. When you, just by change of words have power. You know, it's funny. It's no coincidence that in the Bible, you know, I think it was John, right? I think it's John. But in the Bible, it says, in the beginning, there is God, and with God there is the Word, or something like that. In the beginning, there is the Word, and the Word was God, right? Why? Why is the Word God? Because words have power. Here's what my take on it from this angle is that our words, what we tell ourselves, what we say to ourselves, and the words we use have power. And it's not just about definitions or semantics, because it's more than that, because specific words that we use in our life give specific energy and power into it. Okay? It's not a debate about semantics. And here's what I'm going to say. When you use the word create, there's much more power, there's much more energy in that word than if you was to use the word set. I'm going to set a goal this year. Well, you can set it, but then you can just let it be. Whereas if you're creating, you see, creation is then a process. It's a forever ongoing process, and it's never really complete until you complete it, like a painting. When you paint, it's a creation process, right? Painting, writing, or composing, these are creation process. And there's energy into it. Why? Because when we use the word create, we're using our heart. We're using our heart to create what it is that we love. So if you're not creating, I can guarantee you whatever goals you're setting to achieve this year, you're pretty much not going to, either you're not going to do it, or you're not going to really complete it, or there's not going to be much energy pulling you towards taking action. And I can guarantee, even if you do achieve that goal, you're going to get there and you're going to be thinking, well, is that it? Or you're going to set the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. Why? Because that goal isn't what you really want. That goal is what you think you want. And that goal, the reason why you set that goal is because you believe that goal allows you to do something else. And that is what we call a negative vision. It's created by the perception of our ego. Our ego has our own agenda. And here's the thing about our ego. Our ego does not believe that we have the power. Our ego does not believe that we have the power to do or to create what it is that we love. Hence, before we even go there, most of the time, our vision, our true vision, what we really set out to do in our heart, gets hijacked by our ego. Our ego will hijack our vision, our true vision, and say, all right, Ik, you want to create a business. Let's put this for example. Let's create an example, right? 2 years ago, I wanted to create a business. What my ego would say is, all right, Ik, you want to create a business. Brilliant. First of all, we need to know what kind of business. Okay, you want to create a business on helping people. Great. You know what? Before you can help people, you need to help yourself. And before you even can set a business, to create a business, you have to now go and learn all about business. Because how can you create a business if you don't learn anything about business? That's what our ego is telling us all the time. I'm going to give you another example. Let's just say your true vision, what you really meant to be doing in this world is to be a world-class ballet dancer. And I can tell you this is a typical example because this is true for most ballet dancers. Because ballet dancers tend to be perfectionists. And here's the thing, they set out with the intention. As they were young, they wanted to grow up to be a world-class ballet dancer, right? Here's what happens. Somewhere along the line, their ego says that they're not good enough or that they're not worthy. Certain events happen and people, don't or their friends and family says that they can't do it, whatever. And they grow up, these ballet dancers, they grow up and they still love ballet, but they don't believe they're powerful enough. They don't believe they have what it takes to become this world-class ballet dancer. And guess what happens? The ego kicks in and the ego says, let's do something else. Let's compromise. Let's compromise. So rather than being a ballet dancer, they become a ballet teacher. Or rather than becoming a ballet dancer, a world-class ballet dancer, they become a director for a theater to nurture young talents. And that is what most people fall into the trap of. Whenever we are going for something we love, two things happen. Either we compromise on our dreams because we don't believe we're good enough, or the ego takes us around the bend and they take us all the way around, like taking us around a goose chase, a wild goose chase, and say, all right, before you even become a ballet dancer, you need to do this and have this and have this, right? Before you can be a public speaker, you need to go to all these Toastmasters class. You need to do all these public speaking courses. You need to build up more confidence. Go on this confidence course. Before you can be a teacher, you need to learn all the books. You need to read all the books about your topic. You need to have all the qualifications before you can teach this subject. You see how tricky the ego is? The ego always sends us around the bend because the ego doesn't believe we're good enough. The ego believes that we are incomplete. That's the only agenda the ego has. The ego believes that we ourselves are incomplete. And so it has its own agenda. And that agenda is to then send you off on a tangent to complete yourself before you create what you love. And I'm here to tell you now, guys, that you are powerful. You have more than enough in you, and you are more than worthy to create what you love. But you need to know what is it that you really love to create. If you are setting goals based on past experience and knowledge or what you think you want, then I can tell you this, you only know this much. You only know this much about yourself and about the world. This is how much you know. And this is how much you know that you don't know. Yeah, this is the amount of stuff you know what you don't know about yourself and the world. And then there's this whole big the rest you don't know. This is what we don't know that we don't know. So, and here's the thing, you think you have goals. You think the goals that you set and the New Year's resolution you set is what you want. Is that really what you want? Is it? I really question that. And most of the time when my client comes to me and for a clarity session, when I ask them what they really want, nowhere in there do they ever put in the word create. I want to create this. And if you don't have that in there, if you don't have the word create, I can tell you now that's not even a true vision. That's not a goal that you really want because there's no emotional attachment there. There's no energy. What is it that you love to create? That's my question to you. What would you love to create this year? And if you ask yourself that question, all you got to do is just ask yourself that question. What would I love to create this year? And sometimes it can be very, very simple. It could just be, I want to create a loving family. It could be, I want to create a powerful, a business that serves people. For me, my business vision, Jonathan and I, we're here to create world-class leaders. And one of our goals for this year, our business goals, is to create world-class leader. Is to create at least one world-class leader, right? That's it. What else do I want to create this year? I want to create my album. I want to create my musical album. I want to create at least another book. You know, I've got Clee watching. Hey, Clee. Clee is a great editor. If you don't know her yet, get in touch with her. She's a perfectionist, but that's why we hire her. And she's editing our very first book right now, which will be free to download for all of you. And in that book, we talk about this. We talk about a negative vision. And, you know, one of my goals this year, one of my true goals is to create another book and to create more connection with people. And one of my long-term vision is to create a loving family. You see, these are things that matters. These are the real visions. These are the real goals that really matters to me. And I know because when I say it, it brings out joy. It brings out emotion. It brings out energy. And every time I remind myself what they are, I don't need a why. I don't need a why. I don't need a why to say, oh, you know, a lot of, and here's the thing, if you still have whys, if you still have vision boards and stuff like that, you know what, I can guarantee you, show me your vision board. Any of you who has a vision board, just show me your vision board, and I can tell you, majority of the stuff you have on that vision board is not even true to you. It's not. It's what you think you want. It's what you think you really, really want. But it's not. Clee says, I'm loving editing your book. I'm inspired as I read, and I get to help you create something amazing when amazing. Thank you so much, Clee. Thank you very much. And no, I wouldn't have anyone else edit my book except you. So thank you very much for doing that. And thank you I'm glad that it helps and inspires you. So, I can't wait to share our book to the world as well for everyone else to read it. And yeah, so look, guys. Show me your vision board, and I can guarantee you majority of the things you have on your vision board ain't even true to you. So let alone manifest it, it won't even come true. It might get to the point where you do manifest it and you do achieve it, and you're gonna get there and you'll be like, whoa, is that it? What else? What else is there? That's when you reach to the points where you feel like you've achieved success, but then you still feel empty inside, and you don't want to make that mistake. So you do not want to create negative visions. You want to know exactly what your true visions are. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in learning what your true visions are and how to get to it, look, here's the tip. The tip is to ask yourself, what would you love to create? And really, really sit down. Really sit down and write it down. Write down everything that you would love to create. Imagine you had a magic wand. What would you create right now? And again, I'm not talking about, I would love to have a car, I would love to have a house, I would love to this. No. What would you love to create as an expression of your heart? Just for the sake of creating it. Because real creation, real love has no ulterior motive. It has no hidden agenda. When you write, for those of you who you can relate, if you're an artist or if you're a musician or if you're a book writer, such as Tunje, thank you for watching. When you write, a lot of writers write for the sake of writing, period. It's not that so they can be a world-class book writer or an author or anything like that. They write because they have so much to give and they put it down on pens and paper, right? Through pens and paper, they write, and it's the process of writing that gives them the joy. I'm a musician myself, so I can tell you now that when I write music, I don't write music because I want to use this music to become a multimillionaire or anything like that. I write for the sake of writing. I compose for the joy of composing because there's something inside here that needs to come out. And when I do it, when I complete it, when I create this song, it's amazing. And it's just for myself. I do it for myself. There is no ulterior motive. There is no hidden agenda. And that is the power of creating what you love. When you create what you love, guys, listen to this. When you create what you love, there needs to be no why. There is no why to create what you love. You just do it for the sake of creating. You create for the sake of creating. And I can guarantee you guys, when you do that, when you create what you love, what that creation does is that creation then serves you. That creation then goes on to serve you and open new doors and opportunities for you. Just like J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling, when she wrote Harry Potter, she didn't write it in a great timing. She wrote it when she was jobless, single mother, divorced, living on a top studio bedroom above a takeaway. And she was living with her daughter and she was jobless. And do you think all her friends and family supported her? No! All her friends and family said, what the hell is wrong with you? You're irresponsible. You're a mom. You go out and get a job. You got a daughter to look after. Why the hell are you writing this book? But J.K. Rowling didn't give up because J.K. Rowling knew deep down inside there's this book that needed to come out. Not because she wanted to be a famous author. She had no idea where this book was going to lead her. But she knew because she was at such a low place, she was at such a low place in her life that she knew she needed to write this book for her own sake. Just for her own sake. She needed to get this book out. And she did. And because she did, now she's only the richest woman in the UK and served many, many other people in this planet through writing one book, through creating what she really wanted to create deep down from her heart. She didn't set a goal. She didn't create New Year's resolution. She just wrote a book. She knew deep down that's the real thing that she wanted to get out. So if you're still looking for what is it you really want to create, one thing you can do is sit down and write down on a piece of paper and just start with the word, but I would love to create ... I would love to create dot dot dot. What are you here to create, guys? What are you here to create? So, and if you really struggle with this, start with something small. Just start with something small. It could be like, I would love to create a stronger connection with my parent or something like that. Or it could be, I would love to create a blog. If you want to write a book, but you don't think, you're not sure, then write a blog. Start small, but start with creation. Start with having a creation mind rather than setting goals or setting goals that you think people perceive as success, because they're not real success. I tell you now, everyone has a definition of success. And what you want, what you really want, isn't within your vision board. It isn't within your goals, and you don't need a why. You don't need a freaking why. I can't stress this enough. In the personal development world, I've had enough of people setting whys. It's good to set whys, but you don't need it. You don't. I don't need a why. I let go of my why a long time ago, because previously my why were pain driven. Previously, my why was all about being the role model, being the best role model, so that for my children, right? So that when I do have children, I can become the best role model. But that's egoic. That's coming from a place of incompleteness. It's coming from a place of pain. I've let that go. Once I've realized this truth and I've let that go, I don't need a why to do what I need to do these days. I just get on with it. I get on with it because I know what I'm creating is powerful. I know when I set tasks to do daily, to grow my business, to grow my relationship, to grow my life, personal growth, whatever, I don't need to look at my whys. I don't have any whys anymore. I just know what I love, and this is what I love, and I do it. I just get on with it. But don't get me wrong. When you go for what you love, here's the thing, guys. There's always going to be huge resistance. Whatever is true to you. So here's another clue for you guys, right? How do you know what you're going for is a true vision? And how do you know what you're going for really is what you love? Here's the clue. Whenever you go for what you really love in life, there's going to be huge, huge, huge resistance. It's nature. It's physics. Whenever an object is in motion, there's always an equal force pulling it back, pushing it back. When tires are rolling on the road, there's friction causing it to stop. When a plane is going through the air, there's air resistance. When you're on water, when there's gravity pulling down the water, there's always going to be upthrust. It's science. It's nature. And so on our conscious mind as well, within our heart, whenever we go for what we want in life spiritually, there's a spiritual resistance. And that's what the ego is. The ego doesn't want us to go for what we love, because the ego doesn't believe we are complete yet. You see? So whenever we go for what we love in life, there's always going to be this huge, massive resistance. And resistance can come in many forms. Resistance comes in the form of limiting beliefs, in the form of fear, in the form of procrastination, in the form of perfectionism, in all sorts of forms. My big one is usually procrastination. I know I need to do it. I know I love to do it, but there's always going to be this procrastination in me. That's like, well, it's not exactly perfect, or the perfectionist side of me comes out and say, well, it's not exactly perfect yet. Let's not put it out there until we fix it, right? So whatever you go for in life, and whenever there's huge resistance pushing you back, it's like an internal resistance, then you know that's true. Then you know that is usually what's true to you. And remember, it's in the form of a creation. So I hope that helped you guys. And for those of you who would love to find out more about negative vision and true vision, for those of you who would love to know more about finding your true self, because here's the thing. It's not about self-love, as my friend Duke Sayer says. It's not about self-love. It's not about gaining confidence. It's not about self-confidence, self-esteem, or self-help, or anything like that. It's about self-awareness. It's about knowing yourself. Really know yourself. Self-awareness. Because if you don't know, for example, if you don't know what is it you truly love, how can you create it? Because most people don't know what they really love in this world, or what their heart really wants to create, they set negative visions. They set goals. They set goals that doesn't align with their heart. because they don't know, because they're not aware that there is this thing called a true vision. They don't even know that what they're setting is called a negative vision. They don't know this. So the key, guys, the first key to anything, to any transformation in this world is self-awareness. Once you have that, the more you know about yourself, the more you will realize you know nothing about yourself. I can guarantee you that, because throughout this journey of mine, the more I learn about myself, I know a lot about myself compared to 5 years ago, compared to last year. But the more I learn about myself, I can tell you now, I know nothing about myself. I'm humbled. The more I learn, the more I'm aware of what's really happening around me in my life and around the world, the more humble I become. I used to be for those of you who don't know me, before I stepped into this industry, right? Before I even knew what personal development was, I used to be an arrogant, cocky little kid. Now I'm a totally different person since I was 6 years ago. Because the more I learn about myself, the more I know, the more I realize I know nothing about myself. But I do know what I love to create. So I'm creating them, you see. And so, guys, for those of you who want to know more about yourself, and not just know more about yourself, because there's this amazing quote from Westworld. For those of you who's watched Westworld, is a new series, is amazing. It's about consciousness. And there's this quote. Some guy said, people are not interested in knowing who they are. People already know who they are. People want to know who they can become. And if this resonates with you guys, join us on the 21st and the 22nd of January. Jonathan and I have a 2-day event called Find Your Journey and Reclaim Your Power. It's about self-awareness. It's about clarity. I can promise you, when you come to this event, you're going to find absolute crystal clear clarity of what is it you are, of who you really are. I'm just reminding you who you are. That event is a reminder. We're not here to teach you who you are. We're here to remind you of who you are, what you already know. That event is going to be a powerful event to remind you who you are, but also to show you who you can become. And that is an amazing thing. That event is all about self-awareness. So do make sure you come. If you are looking for answers in life still, if you feel a little bit stuck. If you feel a little bit stuck in life, or you just need a little bit more clarity in the direction that you want to go, then join us on the 21st and the 22nd of January. Join us at our event called Find Your Journey and Reclaim Your Power. I will be posting a link down below. And for those of you who, it's just www.findyourjourney.co.uk. Join us, and looking forward to see you all there on the 21st and 22nd. Apart from that, guys, I love you all, and I'm looking to do a lot more Facebook Live video this year, because I'm looking to create a lot more haters. I'm going to be throwing out my philosophies and what doesn't work. I'll be breaking a lot of myth. Jonathan and I will be creating a Mythbuster series that's not true. Like, for example, goal settings, right? Remember, it's not the goal setting process that doesn't work. It's that most of the time people are setting the wrong goals. So just bear that in mind. And I hope you set the right goals this year for this 2017, because this year is going to be a great year for all of us. I can guarantee you that, because it's the year of the Fire Rooster, and Chinese New Year is on the 28th of January. And when that time comes, this year is going to be amazing. It's all about transformation and rebirth. So again, guys, love you all. Thank you for watching. Do comment and do share this video. Thank you, Miriam, for sharing, and thank you, Miriam, for giving me so much love. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to speak to you guys in the next video. So stay tuned and catch you later. All right, take care. Happy New Year. I love you.